It is November 22nd. I am Mark Stewart Greenstein, candidate for Governor of Connecticut. And I wanted to speak a little bit about racism. It is all too pervasive in dialogue. It is, however, minimal in actuality, in actions that are harmful to another race. This, in 21st century America, almost never happens. People who see racism at so many turns are looking for it. And you have to look pretty hard and, in the process, deflect other reasons for a condition that you see. For God's sakes, people cried racism when, for 8 years, we had an African-American president who was voted by whites in a majority into office. They saw this even before Barack Obama's ascension. It was a majority of white people who named as Person of the Year, most admired American, from about 1985 for 22 years, most admired American by white people was held by Colin Powell, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Barack Obama. That's pretty good. And yet people don't see the basic goodness. Now, world travelers will tell you that America is the least racist country around. There is a story, it was related by Larry Elder. I think it's worth hearing. That in a small grocery, 4 cashier lanes, one day only 2 of them were staffed. The manager had 3 people call in sick. He himself was working one of the 2 lines to get people through. There were sales that day. There was a lot of people. And one of them was an African-American woman who complained to this manager that there was no more tomato juice that was on sale. She went up to him as he's working the cashier line and has a big one in front of him, saying, "I'm supposed to get 2 for $3. I'd like to have that." He asked for patience. "I'll be with you." She wasn't that patient. Came back about a minute later. "What are you going to do to get me my 2 cans of tomato juice that are on sale?" He said, "Give me 5 minutes to get through this line. I'll see if I might have any in the back for you." The woman fairly patiently, but makes it known she's waiting. Okay, doesn't say anything more. About 5 minutes later, the manager can excuse himself, close his line, and indeed goes back, returns to the woman with 2 cans of tomato juice that she had asked. She's grateful. She did say upon leaving, though, "I'll bet if I was white, you would have gotten those cans of tomato juice right away, wouldn't you?" He looked at her and said, "Madam, if you were white, I would have said, we don't have any more tomato juice." Please take neutrality as neutrality. Please don't look for racism when it probably doesn't exist. You'll be happier and we'll all be better off. In 21st century America, look at children and see whether they have racist sentiments. Go to any elementary school with mixed races. There isn't any. The children play with one another. They invite each other to their homes afterwards. They collaborate at school. There's no distinction. Go to colleges, okay? White, black dating that 40 years ago was really stigmatized. It's a non-issue there as well. The issue comes with people who I do call troglodytes, born in the last century and still thinking from 30 and more years ago. We have overcome. You don't recognize it. Time to wake up, and I think it makes sense to look to the youth for this.